The Silence is a 2019 post-apocalyptic horror film directed by John R. Leonetti and starring Kiernan Shipka, Stanley Tucci, Miranda Otto, and John Corbett. The screenplay by Carrie and Shane Van Dyke adapts the 2015 horror novel of the same name by Tim Levin. The film depicts a world under attack by creatures who hunt by sound. Shipka plays a deaf teenager who seeks shelter with her family, and a cult tries to take advantage of her fertility. 1. Netflix released The Silence on April 10, 2019. It was also released in theaters in 7 countries in the rest of 2019, grossing $2.3 million.
Plot.
A cave research team unearths an unknown species of pterosaur-like creatures, referred to as vesps, from a mine. The vesps violently kill the researchers, fly out of the mine, and seek the noisiest areas. Ally Andrews, a teenaged girl who lost her hearing in a car accident, lives with her parents, Hugh and Kelly Andrews, her maternal grandmother Lynn, who has terminal lung cancer, her brother Jude, and their pet dog, Otis. As news of the vesp outbreak spreads, the U.S. government declares a state of emergency and asks people to stay indoors and quiet. Hugh recommended the family to put their cell phones on silent mode, and they see 4 videos, one showing 2 victims running, the second one showing a mother and her child in a car. The child has her mouth taped, and the mother shows a note written, "Don't make noise." The third one shows the cave research team screaming, and it cuts to another shot of the vesps fleeing shortly before getting interrupted by an emergency broadcast. Ally suggests they head to the countryside, which is likely to be quieter. Glenn, Hugh's best friend, joins them and brings his guns. They set out in 2 cars, but a man tries to hijack Hugh's car, risking the family. Glenn shoots the man in the leg, and they drive away. The group hits a massive traffic jam, blocking all the interstates, and Glenn goes off-road. Speeding through the countryside, Glenn's car hits a herd of fleeing deer and tumbles down the embankment. He survives, but is trapped in the car. Hugh and Kelly fail to free him, and Glenn asks Hugh to leave. As the Andrews family returns to their car, their dog barks, attracting the vesps. Glenn fires his gun, leading them away from the Andrews and sacrificing himself. To keep his family safe, Hugh is forced to let their dog out of the car to die. Hugh leads his family on foot after setting Glenn's car on fire as a decoy. Lynn struggles to keep up, and her coughing puts the family at risk. The family finds a house with a high fence and locked gate. The homeowner, unaware of the situation, comes out and speaks, and the vesps rip her apart. The family uses a storm drain to enter the house. A rattlesnake appears in front of Jude, attracting the vesps with its rattle. They proceed to attack it. The attracted vesps bite Kelly's leg from behind. Hugh distracts them by turning on a wood chipper, crushing the vesps flying into it, and the family enters the house. Ally contacts her boyfriend, Rob, who tells her his parents are dead. She learns that religious cults have sprung up in the wake of the disaster. By morning, Kelly's wound is infected, so Hugh and Ally leave to find antibiotics. At the store, Ally discovers vesp eggs growing inside corpses. The tongueless reverend of a cult tries to recruit them, but Hugh and Ally leave. They return with the antibiotics, and Kelly recovers. Ally learns from the internet that vesps cannot survive in the cold, prompting the family in planning to head to the north. The Reverend finds the family's hideout and shows up with his followers, revealing that he intends to recruit Ally. Hugh brings out his gun, forcing the cultists to leave. Rob lets Ally know he is headed north to the refuge. Hugh and Kelly find a little girl at the door in the middle of the night. After letting her in, they find she is a member of the tongueless cult. Phones strapped to her and placed around the house go off, attracting vesps. The cult members abduct Ally, but Grandma Lynn runs outside to help her. Lynn holds Ally's captors down and screams. Vesps kill her and the captors while Ally escapes. The family fights back and kills most of the cult, including the Reverend. Weeks later, the family treks across the U.S. and arrives at the refuge. Ally finds Rob, and they hunt the vesps with arrows. Ally wonders whether the vesps will adapt to the cold and whether humans will adapt to a soundless lifestyle, like she did when she lost her hearing.
Cast.
Stanley Tucci as Hugh Andrews. Kiernan Shipka as Ally Andrews. Miranda Otto as Kelly Andrews, Kate Trotter as Lynn, John Corbett as Glenn, Kyle Harrison Brightcoff as Jude Andrews, Dempsey Brick as Rob, Billy McClellan as the Reverend. The Teacher is a 2022 Indian Malayalam language drama thriller film directed by Vivek, who also wrote the story for the film. Produced by Nutmeg Productions and VDV Films, it stars Amla Paul in the titular role alongside Hakam Shah, Chemban Vinod Jose, and Manju Pillai. The film has music composed by Don Vincent. 2. This film marks the return of Amla Paul to Malayalam cinema after 5 years. It also marks the second directorial of Vivek after Athran. 3. The Teacher was released theatrically on 2 December 2022. 4.
Plot.
Devika wakes up from her sleep and appears confused. She checks for body injuries and also finds that her ear ring is missing. She is not able to remember what happened the day before. She is a school teacher in charge of athletics, and her colleague assures her that she is just tired because the school was having sports meet for the last 4 days. Her husband Sujit is a male nurse, and together they have been trying for a baby for a long time. Devika finds out that she is pregnant, but she is still in the trauma because she was raped by some college students during the last school meet. She hides that information from her husband. She looked for CCTV footages of what happened, but the cameras were not working during that time. She searches porn sites for videos, but does not find any. As the last step, she visits one of the students' homes and cleverly keeps her phone on recording mode in his car. From the conversations he has with his friends, Devika understands that they still have video evidence with them. Sujit gets to know that Devika is pregnant from the lab report. He visits her doctor, and doctor asks him why are they doing abortion. Sujit confronts Devika, and Devika admits that she was raped. Sujit gets angry that the fetus might be one of the rapists, and he does not want to father it. Devika wants to file a police complaint, but Sujit discourages, saying the family name will be ruined. Sujit's mother Kalyani, a veteran comrade, gives her encouragement to take revenge on the students. Devika goes in search of them and finds the leader of the gang working in a food delivery service in Kochi. Kalyani recommends a police informant to her and that he will help her. Devika meets the student and pretends that she is sexually interested in him. He invites Devika to a hotel in a remote place. There she finds all the students in the room, who although deletes the video and destroys the memory card, insults and abuses her, and says they don't want to see her again. Devika then locks the door and reveals that she is trained in martial arts and fights all the students with the help of her friend. They attach mock bombs to the kids and scare them to death, but leaves them alive. Finally, she reveals to Sujit that she does not need him in his life, but she will keep the baby.
Cast.
Amla Paul as Devika, Deva Nanda as young Devika, Hakam Shah as Sujit, Devika's husband, Chemban Vinod Jose as Mani, Manju Pillai as Patan Kalyani, Sujit's mother, I.M. Vijayan as Ganeshekaran, Devika's father, Nannu as Asai Mustafa, Shajir P. Bashir as Naveen, Anamol as Geeta, Vinita Koshi as Danya, Harish Pengan as Constable Verghese, Parvati T. as gynecologist Dr. Versha, Prashant Murali as Kevin, Dinesh Prabhakar as Vishwamran, Senthil Krishna as Master Abu, Nikhil Ranji Panikar as Ajmal,